Hello, I'm Sergeant Gomez with the Grand Rapids Police Department. Today I'm here with Detective Wiersma, who works in the CAC. What is the CAC?
The CAC is the Children's Advocacy Center. That's the official name. In short, we refer to it as the CAC. And what the CAC is a place where law enforcement, child protective services, family advocates, counselors all come together in one place, and we handle child sexual abuse cases. As far as our department involvement there, we have three full-time detectives. Kent County has three full-time detectives as well. And then all the other regional agencies in Kent County. We service Newaygo County, Oceana County, other counties that may not have the access to a CAC in their communities. They all come here, and we work alongside of Child Protective Services. I think there's 5 CPS workers there, and then we have probably 5 or 6 counselors, and then different family advocates, and also access to a lot of different resources.
Oh, sounds like a collaborative effort from everybody to help the victims of these crimes. So how old are most of these victims that you work with?
As far as our agency, I predominantly handle cases that are under 13 years old. That's not saying that that's always the case, because in some situations, we will have kids that are older, and there's not an age limit that's set for interviews at the Children's Advocacy Center. And one of the main functions of the CAC is the forensic interview, and that is a big part of my investigation. And what that is it's an interview process that is state mandated, state regulated, and it's what I kind of explain to people. It's like a child-led interview, and the child is in charge. There's a certain way that we conduct those interviews so that there's no leading questions, and that the information that the child gives is honest and straightforward.
Oh, wow. Earlier we were talking before we started shooting this, and you were telling me about who started the CAC and the story behind that. Would you mind sharing that
Sure.
with us again?
The Grand Rapids Police Department in the city of Grand Rapids actually has a very special history with the Children's Advocacy Center, and it actually goes back to Chief Haggerty. And I can't tell you the specific year it was, but it was when the police department was still at the old Hall of Justice over there at Monroe, Monroe Bridge. And Chief Haggerty was working that day, and a little girl, a child sexual abuse victim, came into the police department, and she was wearing a yellow dress, and he came up to her and he started that process for that situation. Well, in the course of that investigation, he just had this idea, and that was there has to be a better way and to deal with these cases. And that's where the idea of the Children's Advocacy was born, and then through time it's just developed into what it is now. And it's a special place because we can handle the law enforcement side, we can handle the child protective services side, but we can also handle the counseling side of it. We can get these families in touch with resources, and we can all work in the same place and have a kind of a collective effort to make that happen. And that was the vision of Chief Haggerty way back when this all started. And I don't know if you're interested in seeing some of that history actually described by Chief Haggerty, but there's a video on YouTube. It's called Origins of Advocacy, and it's with Chief Haggerty. And I actually pulled up on my phone prior to speaking with you today, and it's really a heartfelt interview with Chief Haggerty. He did pass away last year, but he did give that interview prior to his passing, and he just talks about the story of how it all started, And yeah, it's really heartfelt, and it's kind of neat to hear it from his perspective as the person who kind of really pioneered the model that we still use today.